What's going on, everybody? Brandon from Hide Mounts here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to clean the PS5. Pretty simple how to do it. You're just going to need a few tools, not too many at all, and it's really just a few minutes. Sony made this incredibly easy to do this without voiding your warranty. You can get deeper into it. However, today we're just going to be showing you the simple way to do it. Now, to get started, of course, you're going to need your PS5, screwdriver. Now, the next thing that you're going to need is a microfiber rag. Something optional that you are gonna need as well is some canned air. Now, first thing that you wanna do is you wanna make sure that your PS5 is resting on the table. We're gonna start with what Sony considers to be the top side or the first side, which is going to be the panel that has, of course, the PlayStation logo on there. This is probably gonna be the hardest part because these panels, the first couple times that you do them, are very stiff and they're somewhat difficult to take off. So you just wanna make sure that you use enough force to peel it back, but not too much force to where that you are going to either bend or break the panels. First thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hand and you're gonna place it over the corner with the PlayStation logo. You're gonna pull up and out, basically to your right. And that's all it takes to get this panel off. Super easy to do. Now from there, you're going to flip the console around, power button facing towards you. And you're basically going to take top left corner this time. You're just gonna do the same thing. You're gonna peel back and to the right. Now you're really at the internals of the console. Really the only part that we're going to be touching is basically this shell here. This is the side that is probably the side, if you're a PlayStation fan, you're probably gonna be playing around within the most because you have, of course, the fan and the expansion slot. So how do you get to it? Pretty simple. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that this piece right here is removed. All you just need to do by that is just basically take your fingers in your hand, pinch this grate, and then pull up. You'll start to hear it kind of make some noises. It's okay, but very simple. Now it's removed. This is something that we are going to clean, so you just want to make sure you kind of put that off to the side. You can also do that on the opposite one. I'm actually going to leave it on just for the sake of this video. So from here, we're just going to take our screwdriver and remove the screws. Now, go ahead and just lift this up, and then you can see just all kind of right in here. This is where some of the dust and dirt are going to be getting into the console, obviously with the fan, bringing everything in. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my canned air. So I apologize for the noise. And I'm also going to get into the console a little bit. You can also go ahead and take your microfiber rag, and you can lightly dust. From there, I'm going to go ahead and lift the console back up. Then I'm also just going to take my canned air. Before I continue on, I'm actually gonna go ahead and put the grate back on, and as I mentioned earlier, this grate covers these cables, so it is going to be a very specific spot. Place it down, and then I'm going to go ahead and just put the screws back in. I'm gonna hand tighten it first. Now, one thing that's super cool that Sony put into the PS5 is these little dust catchers. You're gonna be able to see the dust catchers here and here. The holes are pretty small. You're probably not gonna be able to do it with any sort of vacuum. So again, canned air, anything like that would be great. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna take my microfiber rag, and I'm basically just going to kind of reach in there. You can also get, again, your brush, a Q-tip, anything like that to kind of get and capture any of the additional dust or grime. We're gonna go back and we're gonna assemble this again. We're gonna build it back. So I've already went ahead and I put on the fan, screwed that back in, the cover for it. So I'm already done with step one on that. Step two, we're gonna make sure that we put back the fan grate. I don't know exactly what this thing's called. There's probably some sort of a technical term. You'll notice how on the edges of these, there's these little clips. You want to make sure that you put those clips in first, slide them in there. Before we finish building it back and putting the panels on, I'm actually going to go ahead, I'm going to clean the panels. You might be able to see a little bit on the overhead camera here. There is a little bit of dust, a little bit of grime on there. Very easy to put it back on. Basically, all you're just going to do is place it on there. There's these little grips that are going to slide into the console. Super easy, place it on, and then you'll hear that. Sounds worse than it actually is, I promise you. It is completely fine. And then we're gonna be putting this one on. You heard the snap, it's all good. That's it. That is how you clean the PS5 in just a few steps, in just a few minutes with only a few tools. Very simple to do.